You're listening to the 40 Fit Radio podcast, dedicated to the 40-plus community. Join us as we discuss the truth about fitness and health using science, reason, and the experiences of our host and content experts. Welcome to the 40 Fit Nation. Come on, Brenda, drive those hips. Drive, hips, hips, hips. Good work, girl. Nice work. What set was that? Third. That was third set, good. Welcome to the 40 Fit Radio podcast, and welcome back to the 40 Fit Nation. I'm your host, Coach D, and tonight I am in the house. I am in the house with Ladies' Night at our gym at Fort Worth Strength and Conditioning. Oh, ladies! Whoop, whoop. So we are on location, the normal location where we're normally at, which is at our gym's office where our little podcast studio is. But tonight I'm in the gym with our ladies class tonight. We have usually 6 ladies in this class. We have 3 power racks, 3 Rogue monster racks, and 6 ladies usually attend this class. We're missing one of our ladies right now, and but she'll be back soon, hopefully. So tonight the ladies are just getting their workouts in, and what I wanted to do with tonight's podcast was basically just get to know these ladies, talk a little bit about strength training and fitness and why they lift weights and what value it is for them and how they like training in an all-ladies class. This was not purposely going to be an all-ladies class, but it ended up being that way because we had nothing but ladies. Originally, we had some males in this class, and they moved to our morning class schedule. So then we had 3 or 4 ladies that trained in here, and another one joined, and I just said, let's just make this our ladies class. So 3 days a week, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings, we have a class that's only ladies. So let's go. So drive with those hips out of the bottom. Come on. Stay focused. Stay focused. Big hip drive. Hips. Hips. There you go. Good. That's it. So you're going to hear some background noise on this podcast tonight. You're going to hear some ladies in the background, some noise. You're going to hear the birds chirping. You might even hear a little bit of radio noise. But what my goal is that we're going to talk to each one of these ladies, find out a little bit about them, how long they've been strength training. If they're willing to give us their age, then we'll ask them that too, so you can find out what population they represent. One of them's not even in the 40 Fit Radio Nation yet. She's got a long way to go, but we'll still let her come onto the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
There she is in the background. So tonight what we're going to do is we're just going to start talking to these ladies as they go through their work sets. Each of these ladies is probably either squatting, pressing. They're going to squat. All of them will squat tonight. They will either press or bench press, and they will deadlift. Some of them may rack pull. Or they might be doing chins as part of their workout. And so that's what they're getting done tonight is all their strength training. We have now instituted on Wednesday nights a conditioning night that they can also be involved in and get a little break from strength training and do some conditioning along the way too. So most of these ladies train 3 to 5 days a week, but many of them just train 3 days a week just to do strength training. So the first person that I think I'll talk to tonight, I think I'll talk to a lady that works with me at work each day, too. She's my PT tech at one of our practices. And I'm going to have Wendy come over. So, Wendy, come on over here. So, she said not to put her on the radio. So, all you got to do, Wendy, is sit in that chair right there. And let me get a mic check from you first. Say hi in the microphone.
Hello.
Yeah, you got to get a little tiny bit closer.
Hello.
There we go. Give me a sexy hello.
Hello.
There we go. So, Wendy, tell us, how old are you?
I'm 42.
And we did not give her last name, so no one really knows who Wendy is. There's a lot of Wendy's in the world. All right, you're 42, and how long have you been doing strength training?
Since December.
Okay. And how many days a week do you normally strength train? And I say normally because she wasn't here last week.
Normally 3, sometimes 2.
Okay, good, but 3 days a week. So what are your fitness goals, and why are you strength training?
So I joined because I have a goal of getting a better body, for the summer. I'm really trying to defy my age. I don't want to look 42.
Yeah.
So just to look better, feel better, and that's about it.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah.
So tell us how your journey has been so far with strength training. Have you gotten stronger?
I've definitely gotten stronger.
Yeah. Now, I know you took a week off recently, but I know you've been working on your nutrition too. But well, Wendy works.
I'm not
like
very
I said,
diet compliant.
Right.
I should be, but
Hey, at least you're honest, right?
I'll tell you straight
know,
up.
at least
Yep,
you're
I
honest.
love pizza.
But you've gotten crazy strong. Not last week, but the week before last, you deadlifted for a set of, I think, a set of 5 or 2 sets of 3.
No, set of 5.
A set of 5. What'd you deadlift?
180.
180, 180 pounds. Wow. And then
That's a grown man, Darren.
That's
a grown man.
That is a grown man. And if you guys can hear some background noise, it sounds like a very large fly or insect. That's actually a weed eater outside. So we apologize for the weed eater noise if you can hear it in the background. But hey, we're going to make this work. So you've also noticed a change in the way your clothes fit, and you really haven't dialed in your nutrition fully, and you haven't
Not at all.
and you haven't done any cardio work per se.
Not at all.
Just strength training alone.
Right.
But you were telling me when we were at the clinic, because you work for me at the clinic as a physical therapy tech. Tell me a little bit about what you've experienced so far with the way your clothes fit and stuff.
Okay, so I noticed that I've some of my shirts fit better, which is huge for me.
Yeah.
Because, I'm a big gal.
Full figured. I like to say
I'm
full
a full
figured.
figured lady, yes. My pants, I don't have a butt.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'm starting to get a little butt. I'm pretty proud of that because I worked for it.
Yeah, she was showing it off in the clinic. It was a little awkward.
I mean, I
to be
will.
honest with you. It was awkward to be honest
Hey,
with you.
some patients even notice my legs.
Yeah.
They're pretty strong.
Yeah, your legs are really strong. So you're squatting. I think this week you're supposed to squat maybe 135 or 140.
I think my heaviest was 137 and a half so far.
Yeah, so you're getting close to 140, which is awesome.
Right.
So,
but I've missed a week for being sick. I missed a week for just vacation. So,
the nice thing about the gym is it's always there, and you can
Right.
always come back to it, and you restart. And, we did a podcast a while back called Life Deloads. In other words, life kind of deloads you sometimes. But guess what? That doesn't mean you're starting from just ground zero again, but you do have to reduce the weight some. You have to transition back in, and that's what you're doing now. So you've done a great job. But we love having you here at the gym.
Well, thank you.
You're definitely
I love
a ray
being
of
here.
sunshine.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so what do you like about training? Do you like training in a ladies-only class more than you would if you had men in the class, you think?
I think so.
Yeah?
It's not as intimidating.
Yeah. So you can come in and just be yourself and give some lady talk and lady joking. And you're definitely the prankster and joker in the group.
Well, thank you.
That's actually a compliment.
I have a little life in me. I do.
That's a compliment. Well, thank you for being here on our podcast tonight.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye. Next victim. So now I have Beth here. Beth has been with our gym since when?
Since November.
Since November. So you started I think you weren't here at the 1st of November. I think it was at the end of November. Right? So just a week or two before Wendy when she started here. So Beth, do you mind telling us your age?
I am 66.
And guys, you would never think this lady is 66. She's got a hard body. She's young looking. Oh, there's Brenda in the background. Brenda's birthday's coming up just like mine is. And but you don't act like the typical 66-year-old woman.
Well, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
very
you.
athletic.
Darren usually puts me at 67 whenever he lists me anywhere.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But I always get that wrong. But tonight was a big night for you because you pressed for 5 sets of 3. How many pounds?
66.
66
so
pounds.
Pressed my age tonight.
You pressed your age for 15 reps.
Which I failed at about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right.
So I did it tonight. It felt really good.
That's awesome. And we deloaded you a little bit. Oh, there's the PR tambourine right there. PR tambourine. But yeah, that's a big accomplishment. I venture to say that most women in your age range probably can't press 25 pounds overhead. Even larger women, and you're very small. How much do you weigh approximately?
I weigh about 132.
132, and you have a lot of muscle mass. What are you squatting right now in your heavy sets?
My heaviest has been 120.
120 pounds?
But I did 95 tonight. I'm back down.
Right. You have a back off day today. Okay, and what do you deadlift?
I've deadlifted 135, and you're taking me up to 140
So
tonight.
you're deadlifting 140 for how many reps?
2 sets of 3.
2 sets of 3. That's awesome, man. So you're deadlifting over your weight now, squatting right at your weight, pressing 66. And what is your bench press? It's crazy.
Bench press is 86.
86 pounds on the bench press, guys. So tell me, why did a 66-year-old woman look up and how did you find us? How did you find a barbell gym? What got you interested in strength training?
I
So forth and so
saw
on.
another John. What's John's last name?
John Janacek. He's
John
a local
Janacek.
strength coach, starting strength coach.
He was on TV one night talking about training older clients. Yeah. And so I called him and went over to his gym, which is in Bedford.
Great guy,
and
by the way.
He was awesome, and he told me about Darren.
Right.
And said, because Darren's a lot closer to where I live.
Right.
So I came over here and worked out with Darren and started training.
Cool. Now your physical background, athletic background is you swam in college, right?
Swam all the way through college.
Okay.
Then I was getting ready to retire about 6 years ago and decided that I wanted to set some more goals. So I started running and worked up to half marathons and did several of those, but then started, my lower back started bothering me.
Yeah. I remember when you first came in, your number one concern was, I don't want my back to get hurt. Here's my problem. We talked through your problem. You've had a back surgery. You'd had a cyst removed. And you were like, I don't want to make sure that I'm not going to hurt my back. And, we never can promise that you're not going to hurt yourself. But what I told you was, we're going to get your back stronger. And I think you've said, your back hurts less. You function better. You're stronger than you've ever been. It's a lot easier to pick up something that weighs 40 pounds when you deadlift 140 for 6 reps, 2 sets of 3, than when you deadlift, say, 70 pounds or 65 pounds or whatever it is. So you realize the value of strength.
Oh, yeah, I do. I realize, yes, because I am very much stronger. I feel a whole lot better.
Good.
I've always worked out and done something, but I never, ever did dumbbell training or barbell training.
Yeah.
And this has made a big difference.
I tell you what I love about Beth is she has her gym bag, and she's got her lifters in her gym bag and her weight belt, and she's got all of her gear, and she comes in the gym. She could walk into any barbell gym in America and pretty much be the boss of that gym, own that gym. My ladies in this gym, they know how to lift, and that's our goal. That's my goal has always been, I said this the other night, was to teach y'all how to lift and to gain a skill, just like we talked about running is a skill. Swimming, if you don't have technique in swimming, you're dead in the water, literally, right? And so it's the same thing with lifting.
Well, and the thing I like about Darren and what I like about coming here is I've gone to different places. They'll get you going and then they drop you. You're on your own. Darren watches every move we make to make sure that we are doing it correctly. And if we're not, then he corrects us so that we don't get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's been the biggest positive thing.
Yeah, I love our community. I love all of our classes. I love this class. Coaching women is different. It's harder. I would say it's harder. In some ways it's harder. In a lot of ways it's easier too. But obviously there's some aspects to coaching women that are a little different than coaching men. Do you like the all ladies class? We talked about this the other night. Would you still train if we had a couple guys in gym? And y'all were like, yeah, I just manage the guys though.
yeah. We have to pick them. I love the all-girl thing, and we get along really well. We support each other, which guys do too.
Sure.
But I think one of the things I was thinking about the other night was that if we're having an off night, it's okay. Yeah. And if we fail, it's okay.
Sure.
I think with guys, just having seen guys work out, failing's not an option a lot of times. And so they really, really push each other. No, come on. You got,
sure.
And girls were like, okay, we'll do it next time. It's okay.
Well, one of the things I notice about y'all is that even though all of y'all are driven to get stronger, all of y'all are driven, you have certain goals that we've set, like pressing your body weight. We've been talking about that for probably a month of just, wow, it's going to be cool when you press your body weight. And one of the things I like about ladies is, even though you want to get stronger and you're driven and everything else, ego doesn't rule your activities as much as it would a man, probably.
No, it does not at all.
And that's a different dynamic in the gym. There's a little bit more logic and reason, and sometimes a little bit more emotion than there would be with a man, you know, different types of emotions.
Right.
And so, but I think it's a great balance for our gym. Was there anything you'd like to tell the 40 Fit Nation of all these people that listen to our podcast about just general fitness in general and staying strong and the value that you think it has to the older population?
Well, my dad is 96 years old, so I have longevity. My mom was 93 when she passed away. I have longevity in my family. And so I think it's so important that I stay strong.
Absolutely.
Because if I don't, you know, my mom is in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
You know, my dad takes exercise classes every day. He walks around. He's at assisted living, but he walks the whole place several times a day because he's got to stay strong. And I think that is so important, that you take care of yourself and eat right.
Sure.
And I have a family, and so my family expects that of me as well, and I expect that of them.
Yeah, and you feel more youthful and you feel more able.
Well,
and
yeah.
you look better. You look marvelous, by the way.
Thank
and strength
you.
training looks good on you. And so, but thanks for being here. And now go finish warm up on your deadlift and get
Gotta
your
go do my
done.
deadlift.
All right. Good to have you, Beth. Less knee bend on the way down, okay? As you bring the bar down the thighs, don't let the knees bend so much, but do let the hips slide back. Weight on the knees, and then when the bar passes the knees, bend the knees. Good. So now I have Brenda. Brenda, how long have you been training here at our gym?
I think it's about 1.5 years now.
Well, you've been training with me for 1.5 years, but at the gym here, since we didn't open our gym until, when did we open our gym? I think May or June of last year, I think. May of last year.
Yeah, late spring.
Yeah, I think
so I
it was-
guess it's
Yeah, so you've been training here at the gym almost a year.
almost a year.
Yeah,
right?
but with me as a coach, you've
Yes.
been training for about 1.5 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So you trained in your sister's basement for a while.
Yes.
She has a gym in
Yes.
there. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your age, what other fitness endeavors you've been involved in, why you do strength training.
I am 54, almost 55 here in
Birthday coming
few
up.
days.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm very excited about that, actually, because I'm in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
So I had actually never picked up a barbell until really, I guess I got involved with CrossFit and got introduced to barbell and some lifting there. But then really came to you more as a patient for your PT practice with my shoulder surgery, had rotator cuff surgery. And then also came to you with a knee issue, just to have a misaligned patella. And so I was having some issues. And so you said, you know what, why don't you give strength training a try? And I really had been thinking about it, and so was really glad that I gave it a try, and it's been so good for my knee and just my whole body.
Yeah. I mean, you've done great. I mean, nothing's perfect, and we had some bumps in the road, you know, things we got to work around, things we got to work with. But
Yes.
but you did great.
Like
And-
youngins in the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
I see you over
She's
there,
not
Natalie.
Even, she's not even at like legit range at all. But we're going to talk to her in just a second too.
Yes, you are.
But you've been able to work through a lot of those problems. And one of the things we've always talked about in the gym is working through your problems, not allowing your problems to stop you in
That's
your
right.
training. It's one thing we've taught you. One thing that we've worked on several occasions. And one of those examples might be you tweaked your back one day. And the tendency is, what happens when stuff like that happens? We want to do what?
I wanted to stop.
Yeah.
I wanted to quit.
Yeah. And
I
sometimes,
thought, oh, tonight's.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm
Yeah,
done. No
yeah.
more lifting. No more doing anything. I need to go home and rest
Right,
it.
right.
Yes.
but instead, what happened?
Because of our coach and PT, Darren, you know, he said, look, let me see if I can work on it a little bit.
Right,
Worked on it for
Right.
5-10 minutes.
right.
Eased back into
Your lifts.
lifts.
Yep. That same
lower
night.
weights,
That same night,
yes.
right? It's the lower
And
weights.
as I eased back into the lifts, by the second set, I was starting to feel better. By the third set, I was definitely starting to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. By the time I got done and left and went home, I almost had no pain.
Yeah, and the next day you were a little sore, I think. you
Just
said,
a little
yeah.
sore, but
Yeah.
it was no sharp pain
Right.
that had kind of put me down in the first place.
Right.
So keeping, the muscles engaged
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and everything
Keep
warm,
moving.
moving, really made a difference.
Yeah, and we just kind of progress you right through your strength training program.
Right.
So you came to strength training really through the process of your physical therapy programming, because we did that when you were in physical therapy. We did some, and then I said, hey, you need to come to our barbell gym, and we need to work on your strength, because I always felt like as an athlete, as a CrossFit athlete, you were under strength for your height and size. So we focused on that.
Right.
Well, you had a pretty good engine, you had a pretty good cardiovascular function, but we needed to put more muscle mass on you.
And
So-
I didn't realize how weak I was until you started training with me,
Yeah.
and we got under the bar. And that was, as soon as the
eye-opening,
bar was
huh?
on my back, I
Yeah.
realized how weak I really was.
Yeah.
So here I thought I was pretty strong, and I realized that I wasn't that strong at all.
Yeah.
And that's been the biggest change for me, is overall in everything I do, because I have not myself incorporated any cardio much
Right,
into what I
right.
do. Strictly strength training.
Mm-hmm.
And that's made all the difference in how I feel.
Yeah.
My body overall, I'm not super sore all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, sure.
And I really don't have any other issues,
Right.
haven't really tweaked my back again or done anything. And sometimes that,
Right.
Especially as you get older, that happens just
Sure.
getting out of bed sometimes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we don't have perfect
We-
bodies, and we have challenges.
Right, things
every now and then.
happen.
Yeah. Well, one thing I noticed about you is, number one, you're very disciplined. You hit all your workouts. Number two, you're a real believer in proper form and technique, and you've definitely become basically a student under the bar. You're a great lifter. You've got really good technique. You've learned all the lifts really well. And that makes a huge difference in your program progression, your ability to be able to move forward in your lifts and everything.
Thank you.
Do you like the ladies' class? I know you like being here for the ladies' class.
I
and-
do.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
mean,
love
it's-
it. We have a great time.
Yeah.
We're usually debating on which kind of music we're going to be
Yeah.
playing for the night.
We have
for
an
our
Alexa in our
lifts.
gym, and
so
we
it's
keep her-
whatever we feel like. And you know, women, we change our mind all the time. So
I didn't say that, people.
we might.
I didn't say that.
Come on now,
No,
right?
no, I didn't say
we
that.
go
though.
through
yeah.
different types of music in one night sometimes. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we definitely encourage one another. And I think that's probably the biggest, support system we have, is being women and being able to encourage and support each other.
Yeah, the community you have.
And the good, through the good and the bad, because we
Yeah.
definitely, some of us walk in, it's been a tough day at work,
Yeah.
whatever the case is. So we're always there for each other. And what's interesting about that, and I think we've all proven it to ourselves, men, women alike, is, and I know you and I've talked about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you have a day where you just feel like you got beat up all day and you really didn't want to come in and train,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
and then you come in and train and you end up training and having a better day than you ever thought you would have. And that's happened to me numerous
Sure.
times, because I always thought,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to lift anything tonight. I'm so tired. I feel weak.
Yeah.
But the adrenaline gets going and you feel good about your lifts. And your body just goes
a
to
great
what
outlet,
it knows.
isn't it? It's a great outlet.
And
Yeah.
probably a lot of that is the conditioning that we do over time,
Yeah.
so that we,
Yeah, I
our
think-
muscles are programmed to handle that maybe when we don't feel like it.
Yeah, and I think you develop a sense for what hard really is too, and so it's really just not so hard.
Correct.
Anymore. And so even though lifts are hard, your perception of hard improves over time to where you're able to get the work done. And that's
Yes.
the key, getting the work done. The key to fitness and health is consistency. It's moderation in your diet, in your lifestyle habits, and then consistency in the things that you do that promote health and fitness in
Right.
your body. And so you're definitely a lot stronger. You're a ton stronger. You've
So
noticed
much
changes
stronger.
in your body.
Yes.
You said you're in the best shape of your life. The
Yes.
other thing like you said, you don't do any cardio necessarily.
Correct.
But you think diet's important? Your nutrition's important too, right?
My nutrition's definitely important, and I've
Yeah.
had that dialed in for a while. And what's interesting too is over, the Thanksgiving, Christmas holidays, found myself kind of going up in weight,
Yeah.
5-6 pounds, and have been able to drop that back down, and haven't really seen a big change. I was hitting a PR on my
Yeah.
my squat.
Right.
I think I got to 110.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I wondered
exactly.
how that would play out with the weight issue, and the leaner and stronger I am, it didn't really
Yeah. You still
hinder any of the weight.
Yeah, you've still definitely gotten stronger, and I think some of that is we kept your protein intake high. We got to
Mm-hmm.
keep your protein intake high to maintain that muscle mass and to support that lean mass growth, and you've
Yes.
done that. So.
Yes.
All right, I think you've got a press set to go do.
Yes, I do.
All right, so go get your presses done. You can come back and talk in a minute.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, so now to the mic we have Natalie. Hi,
Hi.
Natalie. Now, Natalie's the youngster in the group. How old are you, Natalie?
I am 21.
She's 21. And
yeah.
Natalie, Natalie's a real ringtail tutor. So you are.
I don't even know what
you
that
don't know what that. She doesn't know what that means. See, that just shows that she's not part of the 40 Fit Nation. But
Wow.
but she is here with the ladies class, so we're going to talk to her anyway.
Hi.
And Natalie just moved to the U.S. recently. When did you move here again?
I did. I moved. I landed on the 22nd of December.
Okay. And she lives with her new American mom and dad, which would be myself and my wife, Michelle.
Coach D.
Yeah, Coach D. And we know our parents real well. They're missionaries in South Africa. And you have lived in South Africa most of your life, though.
17 years.
Yeah. So she is back here in the States and going to be living here. And her dad, actually, strangely enough, is a close friend of mine. And I started remotely coaching him in strength training through SSOC, starting strength online coaching. And when she decided to come over here to the States, she was like, she noticed that Michelle and I would go to the gym 3 nights a week. And she's like, hey, can I come up and work out at the gym? We're like, sure.
Actually, Coach D made me. I had no choice.
That's not true.
I know. I'm teasing.
Kind of maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do know this. Your dad is really proud of your strength training.
He is.
He's very proud of it. And he has said that on multiple occasions. He loves the fact that you're over here getting strong. And I think one of the reasons for that is that he knows that the stronger you are, the more you'll be able to take care of yourself. And that being a strong woman gives you a different mindset about your surroundings and about the challenges you chase. Would you, or the challenges you face? Would you agree with that? Do you feel the difference when you're strength training and how it's made you feel?
I definitely agree. Something I remember you telling me at the very beginning is we're going to change your perception of hard.
Yeah.
And that's definitely happened, not just in me lifting weights. I mean, heck yes, it's heavy, but the heavier you get, you realize, oh, like 85 isn't hard anymore or whatever. And it just plays into life, moving across the world without your family. You just start changing your perception of hard and challenging. And, it's challenging, but you realize how capable you are in so many areas of life. Because strength training isn't just your body, it's a real mind thing too.
Yeah.
And so.
Wow, that's a lot of wisdom from a 21-year-old there. Some of you old folks listening, it wasn't scripted, guys. Well, it was scripted from the sense that I say this stuff all the time. She hears me say it all the time. But you've been strength training for about 2 months now, probably.
Almost coming up.
2 months. Yeah, and you've already gotten a lot stronger.
I have, definitely.
I mean, squatting good, deadlifting good. Mm-hmm. What'd you squat tonight?
110.
110, okay. And Natalie's really tall, guys. She's like 5'9".
5'8".
5'8".
Don't push it.
Yeah, sorry. And but she's squatting and bench pressing and chinning, doing chins and presses and deadlifts and doing a great job in the gym. She definitely, again, all the ladies that train here at the gym have a skill level now of barbell training. You could go into any gym in America, take your gear. You now have your own belt, take your gear, your gym bag, and go into a gym and not need some man to teach you how to lift. By the way, most men don't know how to lift.
Man.
That's right. They don't know how to lift,
Yeah.
I mean, you can lift better than most men. What do you like about the ladies class? As a younger lady, what's your perspective? What do you like about the ladies class?
I think I kind of heard Beth talking earlier. Like, it's just fun. First of all, there's just more freedom to just be a girl in that sense.
Yeah.
Make your jokes, have your conversations, and it just feels like a little less pressure and more encouragement in a sense, because you're not trying to compete with men who are, just genetically stronger usually, but you're just working against yourself and your last weight, and everyone else is doing the exact same thing, and they're really encouraging. I haven't really worked out with many men, so I don't have a huge opinion, but that's what I've been feeling from this group, and it's really awesome to be a part of it.
I think that's a great perception. I think that's a great viewpoint. I mean, like I said earlier, what I've noticed is that there's just less ego in the room. Mm-hmm. There's definitely not less drive and less desire to get stronger. There's a lot of drive in here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching Brenda over there eke out those presses. Come on, big hip drive. There you go. Good work, girl. So there's definitely a lot of drive in here, and a lot of grunting and a lot of strength training going on. But there's a lot less ego in the room, and I think there's a lot of
less
value
testosterone.
in that. Little less, not much less. There's a lot of strong ladies in here. But what would you say to younger women who want to get into strength training? You know, I know that for a lot of women that are younger, doing what we do here in the gym can be very intimidating. Walking into a gym and going into a barbell gym or any Globo gym, bodybuilding gym or fitness club, and picking up a bar and squatting and pressing and deadlifting. What would you say to those younger women and how they can gain some skill and be better at doing what you do?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Everyone's experience is different. I was intimidated coming in here because I was like, everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone's a lot stronger. It's going to take me way too long to get anywhere. So it's just going to kind of be embarrassing or whatever. Find a place that is encouraging for your pace and your growth, because everyone's completely different.
Yeah.
And so find a place with a coach if you're doing with a coach.
So I was about to say, what did we do first with you?
I did a 2-hour session with a starting strength coach to teach me all the correct form, all the do's and don'ts, all the safeties, all the ins and outs. Well, more or less, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Always be open to learn.
Yeah.
Little side note, because drive those knees out, get those hips up. I mean, there's always more to do.
I love it. She's like a little disciple, just spreading the gospel of barbell training. But I mean, no, you're right though. But
I mean, when you got 110 pounds on your back, you don't think about staying in the middle of your foot, driving your knees out, and getting your hips up. Yeah. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, this is heavy, get it off. Yeah. And so
you were doing a set. You were doing a set earlier tonight, and on rep 2, I could kind of tell you didn't fall apart, but you were struggling, just focusing because it felt so heavy. And so then we talk about hip drive, knees out, and midfoot, and all of a sudden you did that. And on the last rep, I saw you nod your head like that's how it's supposed to feel. Yeah, that's the right rep.
You feel when it's right and when it's wrong. Yeah. So back to the point, find a coach, find someone who's going to train you so you're not hurting yourself. Yeah. And just find people who are going to encourage you in your journey and your growth, because it takes a long time. Some people might not be as strong as other people, but there's no shame in that. And it makes you feel so good. It gets you going. You look good. You look better. For all those girls who want to lose weight, you do lose weight and
gain muscle.
Yeah, you gain muscle and you lose weight, but you just feel so much better. Like I get through the day better because I exercise.
And you ride horses good too. You rode out at the ranch with us this weekend.
So love the horses.
Saw her galloping
nice
across my ranch,
across
the pasture on one of our horses. I was like, well, there goes Natalie.
Bye.
Yep. Well, it's good to have you here tonight.
Yeah,
and man,
thanks.
get back to lifting. I think you got to get your bench press done. Yeah,
okay.
Get finished.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, so now in our gym, I have Michelle, too, who is also my wife, and so fortunate, such a fortunate lady. And so everybody is kind of smirking on that one. They didn't know the real truth. So, Michelle, do you mind giving your age over the radio?
No, I do not.
Yeah, okay. How old are you?
I'm 51 3/4.
51 3/4. When will you be 52?
In about less than 2 months.
In less than 2 months, okay. Now, you've obviously, you and I have worked out together for years. We've either worked out in CrossFit gyms or before when we were just doing gym work, or we'd walk together. We've done runs together too and everything. So, but you've been only strength training mainly for about a year and a half or so, or a little over a year, probably just strength training alone?
Just strength training, a couple of years actually.
Okay. So, do you like the ladies' class?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. What do you like about the ladies' class?
It's just I like that it's small group.
Yeah.
And we've gotten to be really good friends, so we just encourage each other and have a good time together and give you a hard time, which is the best part.
Yeah, a lot of that going on. A lot of that. Coach D is just pulling my hair out. Oh, I have no hair. That's an easy solution. So, yeah, I already pulled it all out. Raising 3 daughters pulled it out for me. So tell me a little bit about strength training. What do you like about strength training?
I like that it's not like a beat you down killer workout every time. Mm-hmm. And you make very small changes what's the word I'm looking for?
Gains?
The progression. Yes,
Yeah.
the gains they're small, but they're there, and so that's really encouraging too.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little bit, you're stronger the next day than you were before.
Yeah, definitely. And you do basically squat, press, deadlift, chins, bench press, right? And then I think this week we're going to start instituting a little bit of metabolic conditioning, like 1 day conditioning day a week. So you'll be doing that too. More similar to like what you had done in your CrossFit days when I owned all the CrossFit gyms. And so we'll be doing some conditioning workouts too. And so how do you like being stronger? Because you're pretty much stronger than you've ever been in your life. I mean, most of your lifts, you're working, you're doing working sets with weight that used to be like 1 rep PRs,
yes,
and stuff like that. So how do you like being stronger? And what do you think is the value of a woman being stronger, especially an older woman? Not that you're old, but
well, I'm getting there.
yeah.
Well, being stronger is the best way to keep from acting old.
Yeah,
I should say.
Yeah. Is that because of feeling old, or just because you're more able? How's that the case?
Well, because like old people that aren't strong, have a hard time getting up from chairs. They have a hard time walking long distances, getting in and out of cars, just basic daily functions they have difficulty with. So going up and down stairs, things that we have to do on a daily basis. So by getting stronger, staying strong, then I don't have to rely on help to do those things. I won't be as slow, as some of the weaker, older people are.
Sure. So you're more able, basically, plain and simple.
More able.
You're just more
I
able.
have some back issues, so that doesn't keep me 100% young, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about strength training is I like the way it shapes our bodies. I think people that strength train have a more youthful looking body. And I can tell you, we went on a vacation this last fall, late summer, early fall, with some business partners of ours, and there were 3 couples, and all of our ladies work out or lift, and one of them is Coach Tina, who's a lifter here and a trainer here, our coach, and then there was you, and then there was our other business partner's wife, Matt's wife, Michelle, also, and she's a professional ballet dancer, but she also lifts because she works out with Matt some. And so, but one of the things I noticed when I looked at our ladies in all different ranges, a 50-plus-year-old, a 40-plus-year-old, and a 30-year-old, right at 30-year-old, but all of our ladies had muscular backs with nice shoulders and well-defined backs and strong-looking legs, and it makes a difference. Having a strong body is also, to me, a more youthful-looking body.
I agree.
You don't want to expand on that?
Well, I mean,
she's a real talker, folks.
I mean, who doesn't want to look good in a swimsuit?
Yeah, exactly. So do you think strength training helps a woman create a more muscular, a more young, fit-looking body?
That's why I'm here.
No, the real reason why you're here is tell the audience tell the
I'm
45th
really
Nation.
here so that I get to spend more time with my husband.
That's such bull. Oh, yeah, sure it is. But you told me once, number one, the only reason why you ran was because you wanted to be able to run away from someone. And
Yes.
the only reason why you lift is because someday you...
Oh, yeah, so I can pick you up off the floor if you ever keel over.
Yeah. So you're getting closer to that weight, but you got a way to go because you got to be way over 200 pounds now. And you're like, God, you're so big now.
I think you need to
it's
stop
getting harder
gaining
and harder
weight.
and harder. So, hey, would you like to say anything else to our audience?
Yes, I would like to ask you how you enjoy training a class full of all women.
I love this class. This class is so fulfilling. It just makes it just the highlight of my Monday after treating patients all day long, from early in the morning till late in the evening, and it brings me joy and happiness.
And it wraps up your week
And
on Friday night.
Yes, on Friday night, it's a crescendo to my week. On Hump Day, it's my most favorite moment of Hump Day. And training ladies is nothing but unicorns and rainbows. And so I really love training ladies. I love it because I get to see y'all be athletic and strong and do all the things that I like that men do. in some ways. I mean, you ladies are just as strong for your body weight, if not more in some cases, pound for pound. And you're driven and you're aggressive. And in some ways, we've had to teach you some of that aggression. I think for some ladies that comes more normal than others. But we've had to teach some of that aggression, and I like teaching that, and I like giving you all the qualities or helping you develop the qualities that make you harder to kill and more useful in general, as Mark Ripito says. So, and I think strength training and our little gym does that. I think fitness in general does that for humans, but definitely for ladies. So I love the class. It is taxing sometimes to deal with all the emotions.
We're just giving you material for your next book.
Yes, but to deal with all the emotions. But I raised 3 daughters too, so I kind of had that coming to me, and I kind of figured that out. So, but well, thanks for being here on the 40 Fit Radio podcast, and it's the first time I've had you on, and we're at almost 50 episodes, and so it's great to have my wife here on the podcast and just meet our audience. And would you like to tell them anything else about me that I don't want them to know? Okay, good.
I'll keep it all to myself.
All right, so get back to your presses, all right? So, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. We have one other member of our class, and she couldn't be here this evening. I thought this would be a fun podcast, just something to throw out some information out there and let you guys get to know the ladies that train in our gym, and also see the difference in ages and backgrounds and why they strength train and why they are involved in a regular fitness program in the first place. And, I think some of the things you heard tonight are, number one, it makes them feel more youthful. They love feeling strong, more generally able, more confident. I love what Natalie said, our youngest member in this class, about just understanding what hard really is. And I think there's some value to strength training. I know there's some value to strength training that goes beyond just getting physically strong. And so thanks for joining us tonight. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us at our email, which is info@40fit.com. You can also go to our Facebook page, which is 40Fit Masters Community Group. You can also reach out to us on Instagram at 40Fit Radio. You can find me at DL Deaton, and you can always find Coach Trent at Marmalade Cream. And you can also check us out on our website, which is 40fit.com, and go to the 40Fit Radio tab, and you can see all the episodes because they're uploaded there. We love having you guys. We love you being part of the 40 Fit Nation. And thanks for joining us this evening. And all the ladies on Ladies Night.